Hi, everybody. It's Rebecca here from Network Provence, and I'm excited today to introduce to you Lisa Plutoni, who is a health lifestyle coach. After we've talked about it, I'm going to get it all muddled up. But more importantly is that you explain yourself and tell us all about the things that you do. And also very important is where you're located and where we can find you.
All right, thank you, Rebecca, and hello to everyone who's watching. So yeah, as Rebecca said, I'm a nutrition and lifestyle coach, and I'm actually based in the Auvar, which is in Provence, and it's a small village called Fox-en-Four. I'm within about 20 miles from, 20 kilometers, sorry, from Cotignac, Ops, Riance. I'm just trying to think, it's about, I would say it's about 66 or 77 kilometers from Aix-en-Provence, because I know a lot of our members in the group are from Aix. So it's not too far, it's about an hour's drive. And that's where I'm based, and I share my time between Provence and Monaco. So I'm working in both areas at the moment. My online coaching is obviously international because it's now online. And I'm also a Garuda mindful movement coach. So previously my classes were actually physical classes in Monaco, and due to COVID, I have now taken everything online. So I like to think that I do mindful movement and mindful eating. So this kind of brings everything together. And in Fox-en-Four, we were just talking about it together with Rebecca. I am developing some of what I call crazy foxy retreats. Crazy foxy because it's a fox and fou. This is a little jeu de mots. So I'm calling it crazy foxy retreats. And during the retreats, we will be doing some healthy eating workshops, which are usually plant-based. And there's also some mindful movement with the Garuda. If you haven't heard of Garuda before, it's based on Pilates with some influences from yoga, the breathing of yoga, the yoga positions. Then we have the core strength of Pilates, which comes through, and also the grace and the flow and fluidity of dance. So it's a very nice mixture. So if you're into anything like that, you probably enjoy Garuda, which more and more people are becoming familiar with it as it comes to France. So that's something which I really love. And as an ex-dancer, I grew into that quite naturally.
Yes, I did notice that you were an ex-dancer. Can you tell us just a little more about that?
Well, I started dancing when I was 4 years old. And to be honest, I never really stopped. And dance was always something that always brought me back on track, because whenever I kind of thought I should do something else or give up or something, or if there were any ups and downs in my life, dance actually always brought me back onto the right road. So it's something that I really believe was meant for me. And even as I got older, and I was actually in a corporate job at one point in HSE, I left my corporate job and decided to go back to England to study Pilates, and that's how I caught up with the Garuda and came back as a Garuda coach. So it's always been in me. I think it will always be. And, you know, the nutrition was something I discovered when I left my corporate position. I had more time on my hands and I was able to study. So I went to do a plant-based cooking school course, and I also decided to study, and so I studied at the Institute of Health Sciences in England, and absolutely loved it and discovered this whole new passion for healthy eating. So I really like to combine now, as I said, the mindful movement and the mindful eating. And I think it's really something that we all need to become more and more aware of today, especially in today's society when there's so much information out there. We really don't know what we should be eating. It's very confusing. There are conflicting views about what we should and shouldn't eat. And I'm not actually a vegan or a vegetarian, and I do eat some meat. So you don't have to be a vegetarian or vegan. It's just knowing what to eat and having the balance. And in fact, it's the whole thing about balance. You know, it's like balancing our work and our lifestyle, balancing our mind and our body. So this is the main thing that I like to bring together, and this is what I'm hoping to bring together for my retreats once COVID permits us to do them again.
And just going to your retreats for a moment and thinking ahead, will your movement, does that play a part in that as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. What I've done in the past is I've had lots of activities on offer, and to make it reasonable for everybody, you can come and you can do as much or as little as you want to. So basically there will be some cooking workshops, there will be a very nice lunch, there will be the Garuda movements, there will be gravity yoga, which is something else that I've trained in. And there will be things like meditation, reflexology, and also some personal development workshops. So basically each retreat will be slightly different. We'll have different themes, and you can come and participate, and you can choose which workshops you'd like to take part in. So it's really something that's available for everybody, depending on what your interests are.
And how long will those retreats normally last for? It sounds absolutely fascinating and lovely to have a choice. Are you taking all those workshops, or do you have other people involved?
I do bring in other people to help, because I found that on my own I couldn't do everything. So depending on what we have, I will bring in one or two other people to help. Yeah.
And I have noted, sorry.
It could be a day, it could be a day retreat, or it could be a weekend, or even longer. It could be, you know, like 4 or 5 days.
And for something that is longer than a day, do you offer accommodation, or is there accommodation nearby? How does that usually work?
So where I am in Crazy Foxy Retreats, we do have 2 guest rooms, for which are, I'm not a bed and breakfast, they're really for my retreat people. So if you want to come and share a room with a friend, there is a private shower facilities, so you're kind of on your own. But there is some space for some retreat members, and otherwise there is an absolutely gorgeous bed and breakfast in the village, which I work with in partnership, and they have some beautiful rooms if you'd like your private room with ensuite bathroom facilities. So there's really a choice. So when I eventually can start doing it for longer, that will be what the options will be. It will be either a cozy little room in the house, which you can share with your own bathroom facilities, or if you wanted private, then it will be just short distance in the village with a nice big room and your own facilities. Yeah.
And I noticed, well, I think it was last week, in fact, maybe you do it regularly, challenges. So is that something that you do regularly, that people might be able to get a nice introduction into what you're doing?
Yeah, the challenge is a perfect way to test out what I'm doing for my programs. So for my nutrition programs, the main program is actually 90 days. So it takes about 90 days for us to work through and take our time, make some changes, make some positive changes. So some people, especially people that don't know me, you know, they're a little bit reluctant to sign up for 90 days. And so I do offer challenges which are just 14 days, very, very reasonable price. And it's really like a tester. So you can come and try out with me exactly some of the key principles and foundations of what I will then be building into my 90-day program. And the program is all about changing your relationship with food. It's about stopping sugar cravings. It's about losing those kilos that we no longer want. And it's about getting a better sleep, better energy. There's so many benefits of doing it. And although it's not a weight loss program, weight loss is definitely one of the benefits. And a lot of my clients will do it for weight loss. It's really well-being, and it's really opening our eyes to what's going on in the food marketing industry and learning to make better choices for ourselves. And it's basically anybody could do it. You don't have to want to lose weight even. It's just a byproduct, really.
And just getting to where we are today, which is very much online, as everyone knows, because we are in the beginning of 2021. How can people work with you online at the moment?
In fact, very easily. I've had in the past, I've had a lot of American and Canadian clients, and even as far as Alaska. And what I really want to do is build a local community. Okay, so even if we can't meet up, we will be able to one day. And I would love to be able to meet up physically with people and work together. In the meantime, I have got everything online now. So if at all you are interested to find out more about what I do have a website. Now, I don't know if this is the right moment to give you my website details, but my website is lifepassionmonaco.com. And within my website, you'll be able to see my mindful movement, which was my prime activity until, let's say, perhaps a year ago. And then I started to develop more my nutritional programs online. So there is a small part of my website which talks about my nutrition programs, and you can also feel free. I'd love to have an email from you. My email address is contact@lifepassionmonaco.com. So I guess we'll put these links underneath. If you want to find out anything about my program, or if you'd like to test the 14 days, I'd love to hear from you. And that's the easiest way to reach out to me, either for the 14 days or the 90 days, or if you want to do a one-to-one coaching session as well.
Okay, that sounds fabulous. And also, I'm sure it will be really, really interesting once you've done that to know that you could come all the way to beautiful Provence, whether you're here or not, or to a different part of Provence, and you know, have some of the energy that I'm sure your program has, with all those lovely things that you offer. You must come out feeling absolutely wonderful after that, or sort of a total renovation of the body and mind, it sounds
like a total MOT.
Absolutely.
And you come out and people are very relaxed, but at the same time you're re-energized. Yeah, it's amazing. It's the two things which kind of balance, and you come out feeling so much more energy and at the same time really zen. Yeah. And of course, we're in such a beautiful environment. We're surrounded by trees and it's very relaxing. There's no neighbors, so we can make as much noise or as much stillness as we want. And you can actually hear, you know, the silence, which is wonderful, especially in today's society. For example, in Monaco, where I live normally during the week, Monday to Friday, there's so much construction going on. There's a lot of noise, a lot of building, and every Friday, come what may, the snow, the hail, the rain, we will make that trip to the Var, and we will come into Provence, and we will be there every weekend. And it's really where we recharge our batteries. and make the most of such a wonderful environment in nature. And this is what I want to offer to anybody who wants to come and visit us for the retreats. And I would love for you to come. I'm just hoping that this year maybe we will be able to start doing them again.
Okay, well, it sounds a wonderful opportunity. And as you mentioned, we'll put all the connections, how people can connect with you under this film. And well, let's see what happens. Can't wait to have some of that energy as well. Sounds fantastic.
And the easiest way, if anybody wants to just get to know me before actually committing to anything, I have created a group on Facebook which is called Healthy Eating for Expats in France. So This is a really nice group. It's quite recent, and we already have over, I think it's 60 members in about 2 weeks. And there's a very nice atmosphere. We're sharing recipes, and if you'd like to join that group, just for us to get to know each other before you actually commit to any program, that would be lovely as well. I'd be very pleased to see you there.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Lisa.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thanks for having me.